Douglas for Adventures of a Sailor Girl on board Black Sheep. There's lots of preparations going on here, and I have Martin and Derek Sheppard, the brothers. You ready to rock?
Yeah, we're just about there. I think Marty's down to darning the socks, so I think we're nearly on our way.
He can't join the interview right now. He will in a second because he's very, very seriously sewing. You love your sewing, don't you, Marty?
Oh, I do. I absolutely love it. Now, not all the jobs are glamorous when you're preparing for a race like this, but look, there is the odd chance we might need to repair something, so we're going to be good and ready.
Yeah, excellent. And for all those who have never been to Hobart, this is exactly what happens. We just lay back. We don't really do anything, right?
Lying on the lounge, 2 fridges over in the galley.
I think I spotted some beer up the front, though your missus promises me that that's getting taken off.
That's correct, yeah. Unfortunately, it's a dry boat, but that's the way that you should sail Hobart.
Yeah,
So
excellent.
plenty of time to catch up when you get there.
You can catch up when you get there, and plenty of banter on board. We might get you, Marty, to swing around. We'll get him to turn around and give up on the sewing. And here we are here with these 2 brothers. Now you get to spend a bit of time together when you head south.
Yeah, look, it's great, you know. I mean, I think as siblings get older, it's harder and harder to spend time together, and we've got every year 3 or 4 committed days together at sea having a great time, so it's brilliant.
Yeah, excellent. And you can put him to good slave labour too in the leader.
That's right. It's not very often you get to boss your brother around.
Got some
Sewing kit.
sewing kit going on here.
I wouldn't hang around too long or you might get a job.
Might get a job. Yeah, I've already been offered to go to Hobart apparently.
Yeah, that's right. And just we need a handy commentator on board, and I'm sure you'll be able to boss all the crew around.
Yeah, that'd be great. Maybe I should bring one of my sisters. If you're watching this, don't worry, it's okay. My sisters don't sail, so I think this is quite amazing that you 2 love doing this together.
Yeah, look, it's great fun. You know, there's no doubt that it's pretty hard at times during the race, but it's the hard times that make it really fun.
Yeah, indeed. But and you don't do too badly either. This morning you're at the press conference for the potential IRC winners.
No, we've had a good season this year. We won the Newcastle Bass Race, which kind of surprised us, but it was great. So for a fun amateur crew, and we're really sailing with our friends, which is just fantastic to get a result like that. And then we came second in Cabbage Tree as well, so that was good.
You're all over it.
Yeah,
you're all over it, and it's a beautiful little boat.
Yeah, look, it is a great boat. I mean, I think for enthusiastic amateurs with not much budget, these boats are terrific. They're production boats that pretty much come out straight out of the factory with minimal modification, and the handicap is quite favourable to them, so they rate quite well. So
is it 45?
Yeah, 45 footer. Yeah, 45 foot Beneteau. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's really great to see, because I know there's a lot of 40.7s that have done really well in the Hobart in the past, and Beneteau's just done a great job for, as you say, that pre-packaged IRC racer.
Yeah, no, I think they're good all-round boats. I think the first 40s are probably the pick of them, in our division, but 45's a fraction slower, but
it has a couch.
It has a couch, and we've got a few more luxuries. So it's always great having a boat with an oven and 2 fridges.
That's called glamour.
Although they're a proven boat, I'm not sure the designers had in mind what we do to these things, belting down to Hobart. But anyway, they hang together pretty well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that these cushions aren't really going to stay here for long.
No, these ones have done, this is their 4th Hobart, so they hang in pretty well.
They just all end up on one side.
A bit of Velcro holds them in place.
I mean, look, no, but seriously, that is a good thing about IRC racing. You actually can't take any of this stuff off the boat. The boats are weighed and measured, and they're a production boat that come out of the factory with a minimum amount of appointments, and you have to leave all that on to keep the rating certificate valid. So we get to go to Hobart with an oven and fridges and comfortable lounges.
And brothers.
And brothers.
Sounds good to me, but that is, I mean, IRC to some people who aren't the keenest of sailors, it can be quite daunting.
Yeah, it's the good thing is it's a secret rule, so it's a bit of a challenge for the big budget boats to sneak around. And I think the great thing with IRC is that everybody's got a chance. And and so long as your gear's in reasonable condition and you sail well.
Sewing's up to scratch?
Yeah, that's right.
Sewing. We like the sewing.
Yeah, you need your sewing to be up to scratch. We no, seriously. Last year, Derek and I, in the middle of Bass Strait, in a howling gale, we tore the mainsail on the boat. We spent 6 hours here in a washing machine, repairing, sewing, and gluing and taping a sail back together to finish the race. And even with all that time, I think we managed to crawl over the line, third in our division, Derek, which was a great achievement. So I mean, these preparations, you know, your race is not done if you have an issue. It's really about seamanship and handling whatever comes up. So
That's amazing, and what a bonding experience too. Like,
And so you can do 3 stitches and then do a run for the companionway to get some fresh air. Your turn.
maybe you don't want to take me to Hobart. I have been known as Sailor Hell previously.
It can be, they're joyous times.
Yeah, no. Although I am going to argue that on a sailing boats seem to deal with that swell when you're moving forward a little bit better than a motorboat. I'm just putting one up for myself.
No, that's true. And the pressure in the sails definitely helps steady out the motion, which is good, but it still gets pretty tough at times.
And I guess it just shows you, though, because I'm sure that last year you still did a lot of preparation. It still shows you that things go wrong even when you prepare as much as you do.
I mean, I think that they do, and I mean, there were some very, very big budget boats that pulled out in the first night, you know, with serious damage.
31 of them, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. So, you know, serious damage on the first night in conditions which were tough, but not nearly as tough as we've seen. So, you know, I mean, being prepared is one thing, but I think seamanship and knowing, you know, how to sail the boat with what sails up in what particular conditions is just as important.
Yeah, which is awesome. Well, thanks, guys, for having me on board for the sewing lessons and good banter. It's awesome.
No, it's great, and it's a far cry from what we normally do at Port Kembla Sailing Club on the lakes.
we love the South Coast people too.
That's it.
No, it's all good fun.
So we'll see you after this in summer down on the lake for another race, hey?
Yeah, exactly. We'll pop down to the South Coast, I think in January. No, wait, January's flat out. February, we'll book it in. A little sail from Port Kembla Sailing Club. Cheers, guys. we'll see. Hopefully I'll see you in Hobart.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
If you're still standing.
No, I'll be on this couch, mate. Like.